welcome back to Economics. We are back, better than ever. It's a Tuesday. Brian, today's a week of a lot of things coming out. We'll be talking about all that and so much more this week on the show. How are you doing, Brian? How was your week?
My week has been slightly eventful. I caught up on some things. I did get to go to the Yankee flea market, saw some really cool stuff there. I know you went to the Clam Chowder Fest.
It was Charlestown Seafood Festival.
Yes.
Yes.
So we got in some big news broke with DC, with Warner Brothers. Some shows did drop. So we got a lot to talk about today. It won't be a long show, but we got some good stuff. I know last week we talked about Paper Girls. My update real quick before we get into anything. I watched the first 3 episodes. I loved it. I watched episode 4 this past weekend, and you're probably going, why didn't you just finish the series?
Because you're Brian.
I'm Brian, and I like to take my time, and I am really enjoying the show. I really think they did a fantastic job of bringing this world to life. But I'm really am afraid that we won't get a season 2, just like we didn't get a season 2 of Why the Last Man. I don't see anybody talking about this show really at all. Like, it dropped, and the interwebs has mostly been about Prey, Sandman. So I don't know. I'm just going to take my time watching it. I'm not going to rush through it because I kind of feel like we'll be very lucky if we get a season 2. I don't know how the things that work at Amazon Prime, I don't know how things get second seasons or not, but I mean,
I feel like Amazon's a little bit less pull a trigger on canceling shows as other places are. Like the Wheel of Time show's on its 3rd season, and I haven't heard a word about that.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, but I'm taking my time with it.
I think it's a good place for it. Of all the places that it could be airing, I think Amazon Prime is the best spot for that. Like, I think if Why the Last Man was on Amazon Prime, it'd still be going.
Well,
I think that the Hulu FX thing was a bad spot for that.
Well, the problem was with Why the Last Man, it had a lot of troubled production. It was very expensive. So I feel like if it were to be picked up, maybe Amazon, because it's canceled, maybe Amazon would pick it up. I mean, I feel like that show is not coming back. But we'll see with Paper Girls. It does make me want to finish the series. So that's next in my reading docket, is to finish Paper Girls. And then we'll discuss this now. On my second docket for reading, we'll be jumping into Sandman. And the show just dropped this past weekend on Netflix.
I just finished it.
I want to read the series first before I watch it. And Mark, without spoiling anything, what do you think? Would you think of season 1 of Sandman? For someone who didn't read it.
I haven't read a thing about it. I don't know anything going in. I know of Sandman. I think I might have seen a book or 2 randomly, but never read anything about it. I was really into it. I thought it was really good. I thought they did a really good job of it.
Yeah.
I mean, as you said in our group chat, Jenna Coleman being in it boosts the show up at least 10 points for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in forever, huh?
I know, since Doctor Who.
I know.
So when she appears, it makes the show better for me. I was like, oh yeah, Jenna Coleman.
And she's playing
Constantine's ancestor.
That's pretty cool.
But they gender swapped it, because even in other iterations of the character, it's Joanna Constantine, not John Constantine.
Really?
So, yeah, which you'll see when you get into the show. But it's really good. I liked it. It like went really fast. It's like a 50-minute show. Fluctuates in between there. Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer is awesome. She does a great job.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was just a really like Patton Oswalt as a Raven.
Mark Hamill
Mark
played
Hamill
the
plays
voice.
a pumpkin head guy.
Yeah.
Looks like the reminded me of you remember
I know what you're gonna say. Wait,
Oz
wait, wait.
sequel?
Yes, that's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
it reminded me of that, like that character.
Yeah.
Murph, but that's not his character in Sandman. But I mean, in that, it was like, is that where they got the pumpkin guy from Return to Oz?
I thought the same thing. No joke. When I saw the image of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's exactly the same character completely, basically, just different voice.
Right.
But yeah, it was really cool. They did a really good job. The whole Cain and Abel stuff is neat. Yeah, not knowing anything about the Sandman whatsoever, I think it was a very, very good show. I would suggest it to anybody. I
Yeah.
definitely see it getting multiple seasons on Netflix.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it
Yeah,
was
it's only 10
definitely
episodes.
talked about a lot this weekend.
Yeah. It's only 10 episodes. So you can get through it pretty quick.
I mean, I kind of feel like the Sandman is very dense in that I kind of wish it was a week to week kind of show, because I kind of feel like everybody talked about it this weekend.
Well, you
and
could do it that way, but the way they did this show, I don't know the story, like the comic itself, so I don't know how they like pace it or how the story goes, like time wise, like how they move through the story. So for me, it's like it seems like there was a lot more story that they like sped through in some parts, but that was about it. Like the Constantine stuff, Constantine as they call her in the show. Seemed like they sped through that pretty quick.
Yeah.
Probably is drawn out more in the story, but it's like that's the only thing. I don't know like where if like this is only one part of a story that they did or whatever. So I don't know how that all works out, but I liked it.
Cool.
I mean, I could see if you like Rocky was saying, if you're like a big fan of the book. I don't know what your like interpretation would be.
A lot of people in my social media feeds that have read the books or big fans, they've loved it. I really have not seen really anyone complain about it.
Yeah.
A lot of like, there's some people in my feeds that were just talking about how much they love the graphic novels, and seeing it come to life was really well done. And yeah, I really haven't seen a bad word, to be honest with you. I mean, so my hopes
are. I mean, for me, I know you like doing it this way, where you like reading the book first and then watching the show. Like I've gotten to the thing where I'm like, I like watching the show first because I feel like the show is like an ad for the book, kind of. Because the books are way denser, like even Paper Girls. Like I reread the first book of Paper Girls, and I was like, wow, they jumped over a lot of stuff in this.
Oh yeah.
Like they got rid of a lot of things that like are longer sections in the book that they like just like blip through pretty basically. So I was like, so I kind of like the show, watching the show first and then going back and maybe reading the books so you get more in depth into the story a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I just like reading it first and then I'll watch it because
I've heard Sandman is dense, so it's like I'm not going to read all that before I watch the show. So
yeah, and I mean, see, also all these shows being based off of comic older stuff, I will buy something and then my collection just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then I haven't read it. So this, for me, it's like, oh, this is the excuse I need to start reading that.
Yeah,
like The Boys, I had bought all the volumes, and then I was like, The Boys was like, okay, I gotta read them. Why the Last Man? When that show was coming, I'm like, okay, I gotta read them. And Why the Last Man is absolutely amazing. And then reading when Sweet Tooth came out, I loved Sweet Tooth, the graphic novels. I didn't really care for the show. The show was so. But like, anyway, yeah, it just, for me, it's like, wow, this is a good reason to jump into my collection.
Yeah.
and not let it just rot there. Because I'm always buying stuff, and I'll
Yes,
read
you
it.
are.
I gotta start reading a lot of it.
Hmm. You're like Paper Girls. I have the first 5. I never got the last one because at the time I think it was like, I don't know, just things happened. But now I'm like getting back, and I read the first book over the weekend, and I'm gonna get back and reading the rest of them.
Yeah,
The last
I
one.
want to reread them too. I have all the volumes,
Yeah,
but I didn't finish the last two. And you're right. I googled it. Brian K. Vaughan said that was the end. So now
Yeah.
I know. I thought they were coming back because the last issue he said they were taking a break.
yeah,
So it's confirmed.
yeah.
But anywho, I didn't watch Prey. That was another big talked about movie this
I
weekend.
didn't get a chance to watch that yet.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. It does look really good. It's getting good reviews. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. I'm like, is this gonna suck?
Yeah, I was on like the fence. Like I did watch the Adam Sandler basketball movie that came out, Hustle,
Oh yeah, how was it?
and that was good. Like if you're into basketball or into sports,
Yeah,
it's a good sports movie. I mean, it wasn't like anything groundbreaking. It was just a good
Right.
sports movie. I think that's like as he gets older, I think that's his like niche now. It's like not like super dramatic, but it's also not like so much comedy.
Yeah, but he didn't produce or
Finds
write
that.
the movie.
No,
So
exactly. But it's like he produced it. It's a Happy Madison movie.
is
It's
it?
his
I thought it
production.
was someone else.
No, it's his production company because it's at the very beginning of it.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought it was whatchamacallit people.
No, he produced it, but I think someone else directed it and did the other stuff. But it was like a nice blend. It's a nice spot for him.
Well, you gotta watch Uncut Gems because
I watched that too. I've seen that. That was good too. He was good in that. He was also good in Punch Drunk Love, I thought. So
yeah. That came out a long time ago. Uncut
Yeah.
Gems is amazing.
yeah, that was a good flick too.
Yeah, the ending was
Yes,
intense.
it was.
So anyway, what? Oh man, I'm so lost now.
What did I do last week?
Huh?
What did I do over the weekend and last week? Is that what you're gonna ask?
Yeah, how was the clam chowder fest?
It was a seafood festival, not the clam chowder fest.
Did you eat seafood or just clam chowder?
I had clam chowder. I had clams, clam
So
cakes.
so it was a clam fest for you.
Well, yeah, and that's all. I'm not a big seafood guy.
Yeah.
Claire
Well,
got
that's
fresh
all
oysters.
seafood. So you are a seafood guy.
Yeah,
You
so
like,
not like a deep like I don't like branch out into the other seafoods. I stay in my lane. I know what I like and I know what I'm happy with. So I don't like venture out.
right. Yeah.
Although I did have a stuffy for the first time.
What is that?
In Rhode Island, they have these things called stuffies, and it's a coag clamshell that they take seafood stuffing, which is like clams and other stuff, and stuffing.
Mhm.
Then they put it inside the clamshell, and then they serve them to you.
How was that?
It was all right. It wasn't anything to write home about. It was okay. It was a local thing, so I went for it. I was like, well, you know, when in Charlestown,
Charlestown?
yeah, that's where the seafood festival was. I guess it's a pretty big seafood festival. I haven't been to many seafood festivals, but Claire and her family used to go when she was growing up.
Yeah.
So her sister and Jonas and Emmy went, and then Sarah was taking Jonas for his Father's Day gift. This was his Father's Day gift to go camping and go to the seafood festival because it's the thing they used to do before Emmy was born.
Yeah. You know what?
So I was like,
I have to say the weather
not camping.
does not scream, I want to eat seafood and hot.
It really wasn't that bad down there. It was because you're right. It's where the place is. It's close to the ocean. It's pretty like close enough where you get like the sea breeze kind of. So it was like probably about 10 degrees cooler. Wasn't as humid.
Oh, sounds horrible though.
It was nice. It was like in the 80s. It wasn't terrible.
Wasn't terrible, but wasn't good either.
I got to play skee ball, so I was happy.
That's good.
Won Emmy a giant lion.
Yeah, you do like to win. You do win things. I'll tell you that.
I do. It was fun for me because I gave it to her, and then Claire's like, and even Jonas and Sarah like, oh, this is awesome. And then I'm like, yeah. Now you guys have to take that back to your campground. Have fun with that in the tent. So yeah, diabolical.
Oh my lord.
Really low diabolical.
Oh my Lanta.
But I always stayed at this nice little place in Wyoming, Rhode Island, which I never knew existed, which is right outside Richmond. Someone's at the door. But yeah, so we stayed there, and it was a nice little place. It was a bed and breakfast that we stayed at. It's the first time I've been to a bed and breakfast. So, but
You have to get there.
yes, I do. I'll get that in a second. It was a good weekend. It was a good time.
So, Mark, let's just jump into some news. Shall we?
Okay.
So
yeah, I got shows coming out this week and next week. We have a lot of shows coming out that you're going to see for a year and a half.
what's coming out?
Coming out tomorrow. I Am Groot on the Disney Plus.
I'm not gonna watch that.
Lock and Key on Netflix.
I do want to read the series, but I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah. And the returning series.
Yeah, this show's done.
No, that's fine. The new season of Resident Alien.
I stopped watching it.
Why?
I don't know. Was it for me?
Oh, you're an idiot. Great show. So Resident Alien, why don't you watch it anymore?
I don't know. It just wasn't for me.
No,
I couldn't get into it. I don't know. I'm glad you like it. I just wasn't. I stopped. I watched like 2-3 episodes, and I don't know. I just found myself not really into it. That's all.
It got better as the season went on. The first season, it took a bit to get going.
I'm sure, just not.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Then
It's a popular show if they're up to season 3.
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
It started on Kickstarter. That's pretty crazy, which is pretty impressive in my opinion.
Yeah.
A show I know my sisters are very excited for. I don't know if you're into this. A League of Their Own.
I love the movie.
Yeah, it's a show on Amazon Prime.
I saw the trailer. It looked good, but I'm not going to watch it. But it looked good. It looks like well done.
Yeah.
The cast looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Next week, She-Hulk. Next Thursday.
All right. Let's put a pause right here. She-Hulk next Thursday. They moved it one day. It's going to be on Thursdays.
Yes.
Because Andor, when it starts, it's going to be on Wednesdays.
Yes.
And then, no joke, in the middle of September, because Game of Thrones starts in 2 weeks.
Yes.
We are going to have in September. We're going to have Andor Wednesdays.
Yes.
We're going to have She-Hulk Thursdays, and then we're going to have Game of Thrones on Sundays.
Yes.
That's nuts.
I think there's also another show on Fridays that's coming out.
Yeah, but these are the big 3.
But I think there's another like bigger show.
If you can't think of it, Game of Thrones.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. When
That's
does that start?
I might find out.
But I think that starts in September, if I'm not mistaken. But you're right. If Lord of the Rings is starting in September, we will now have must-see TV 4 days out of the week. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We haven't had something like that in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Friday, September 2nd.
Wow. Okay, so we're getting very close to that too.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, of course I'll watch She-Hulk. Of course I'm going to watch Endor.
Yes. Or Andor, if you will.
Endor.
Andor is the planet. Andor is the person.
Game of Thrones, the more I get close to it, the more it does look interesting. If I can get my wife to watch it with me, I'll watch it week to week. If not, we'll probably wait till it ends and then watch it. And then Lord of the Rings, I still have to watch the whole trilogy, so I'm not going to even bother with that show. I don't really care. I was going to watch the trilogy this summer, so that's my goal.
You're getting close to the end of summer, so you better get around to working on that.
I know, but I mean, the show looks good. I don't know any of those characters, so I don't really have like an excitement.
I don't
So
think anyone knows any of the characters from this one because it's a new thing, isn't it?
yeah, it's like a prequel.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. But anyway, that is still must-see TV. Not just because it's not must-see TV.
I don't know if you're into this. Like, I don't know. A couple people were into this back in the day. I don't know how long ago it originally came out, but they're doing a Cuphead show.
Yeah, it's an animated show
Yeah, on Netflix. That comes out next week too.
based off a video game, which is a fantastic. It's all hand drawn. It's really spectacular. I mean, I think animation it will do well on Netflix.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot of shows coming out.
Yeah.
You know, She-Hulk. Let's talk about that for a minute. Like, the closer we're getting to it, I'm slightly getting excited. I saw a photo how Daredevil shows up, but he's got the yellow helmet on, which is interesting.
Multiple.
Huh?
He shows up multiple times, I hear.
Well, in the trailer.
In the trailer, he shows up in the all red outfit.
No, people got in the trailers got the yellow helmet.
Oh, the thing I saw, he was in the red.
Oh, I don't know. This is what I've been seeing, which I like the yellow. I'm a big fan of the yellow Daredevil outfit. Now it is confirmed. I don't know if we talked about this, that Daredevil is getting his own series on Disney Plus.
Yes, we talked about this, yes.
But he's getting
12, 18 episodes.
18. That's like crazy.
Because I guess it's going to be like encompassing multiple storylines.
Yeah, we did talk about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, She-Hulk, what are your feelings? Are you getting more excited, less excited?
I've never been a She-Hulk fan.
I don't know much about She-Hulk. Bless you.
Like, I don't know much about She-Hulk. I know that she came out in the 70s and all that. I don't know. It never really crossed my purview of being into something I've read. I mean, I'm interested to see the show because it's in the Disney world. So,
well, it's going to tie in to a lot of things that are happening.
That's why I feel like it's going to be like the bridge show for a lot of different things, launching things, introducing things.
Yeah, I think we're going to get some answers with this one.
Yeah,
because we're winding down this phase.
Yeah,
we have She-Hulk, and then we have one more thing.
Wakanda Forever.
And that's the end of this phase.
Yeah.
Over 100 effing hours.
Yeah.
One of the longest and biggest phases MCU's ever had.
Which is crazy because it really doesn't feel like much has happened.
Not much, like a lot of confusion has happened. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah.
You got to.
I killed you.
I don't know where we were.
She-Hulk.
That's
Are you excited for the show to come out this next week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting there. I think as we're getting closer, I'm excited because I want to see what's going to tie in, and I feel like we're getting close to some like more answers, and then Wakanda Forever. I'm super excited for that movie, and
bring in a box of tissues. It's going to be a tearjerker.
Yeah, I think I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. It's going to outperform Avatar 2.
I hope so.
I think more people are excited for Wakanda Forever.
Outperforms the new Top Gun movie, which is flying up the charts.
It just beat Titanic domestically.
Just past Avatar.
Yeah, and domestically, it's in the top 5 now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big Tom Cruise guy. I'm never going to see this movie, but people seem to really like it. So everybody who's seen it has enjoyed it.
When it hits streaming, I might peruse it if it pops up.
I'm sure it will be on Paramount Plus.
Like Uncharted's on Netflix. And I was like, I'll watch Uncharted now.
Yeah, I love that. Was a great movie.
Yeah.
It was a fun flick.
Yeah.
I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, especially now since it's so quick. Like the movies are popping on streaming so quick now. It's like if it's not a movie I really want to see in the theater, I'll wait.
Yeah, I mean 45 days. They're just quick.
Yeah, used to be 3 months for VHSs, remember?
No, a lot longer. Remember when we were kids? Almost a full year.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Almost a
they
full
got to the
year.
point where it was like 3 months, and then they got like a movie out on DVD and stuff like that.
Well, I remember Home
Star
Alone.
Wars never even got on VHS until it was like we did that thing at the media play. That was
Yeah,
the first time all three of them were together in one spot.
I think that was the first time on DVD.
No, it was the first time they were on VHS together as like a set.
You can buy the Star Wars collection. I have an old Star Wars collection on VHS.
Maybe it was DVD. I don't remember.
I think it was DVD. It was the first
Yeah.
time they were on DVD.
I just remember going back to Dan's house and watching Star Wars afterwards.
I think I don't. Yeah, we did that. Yep, we did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, for some reason.
We were, but it was like so tired.
Oh, because it was the first time that Lucas versions.
It was a special.
Yeah,
special
special
version.
editions. That's what it was.
Special editions on DVD for the
Yeah.
first time.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't VHS because VHS
Yeah.
was kind of like DVD was a new platform.
Yeah. Yep.
So Warner Brothers, well, obviously Discovery bought Time
Discovery
Warner,
bought everything is what basically happened.
which is weird because it's just bizarre.
Yes.
So anyway, they're canceling things left and right, and they cancel a $90 million movie,
Yes.
Batgirl.
Yes.
And Michael Keaton, Batman, is in that movie, and he's also making it. I think he comes out of retirement in the Flash movie,
Yeah.
and then he continues in the Batgirl movie.
Yes.
So the Batgirl movie gets canceled,
Yeah.
and people are upset. And obviously, we don't know if the movie's good or not. But
And it wasn't even done.
well,
Still had
supposedly there were
reshoots.
test screenings, and they didn't test.
Well, they had shot stuff, and they were in
It was
the
almost
process,
done. It was done.
basically done with initial shooting. They were gonna have to go back and do like pickups and reshoots, whatever.
All movies do that.
Yeah,
but the
which is what all
movie
movies
was
do. They basically it was in the editing process. And then Discovery came in, and Discovery bought Warner Brothers, which owns HBO, which owns DC.
Yeah.
And basically, Discovery has walked in the door and said, "We're stopping the money train. Everything's stopping."
Not
They
everything.
They canceled all original programming on TNT. So like the train show that's on TNT,
Snowpiercer?
Snowpiercer, they canceled that.
It got canceled?
Yeah, they canceled all original programming on TNT and TBS. Canceled. Like that's why Samantha Bee got let go. That's why they stopped. That's why they canceled her show. They're not gonna do any like new programming whatsoever.
For right now.
Well, they're on TBS or TNT. No new programming is happening.
Yeah, for now. I mean, in the future,
Period.
I'm sure they'll
Period. They said the only thing they're gonna carry is the NBA, and that's it. That's the only like, and they have like the other wrestling company AEW. Those are the only two like original products they have. It's basically just gonna be Rerun Central on both, like the home of Law and Order.
Well,
That's basically
TBS constantly shows reruns of
Big Bang Theory is gonna be on TBS constantly now.
Friends,
Yeah,
Big
so it's
Bang
all that kind of stuff.
Theory, American Dad.
And then even on the HBO side, they're gonna kill HBO Max, and it's gonna get absorbed into Discovery Plus.
That's a rumor. The rumor is HBO Max is still going to exist. They're going to merge both
Yes,
of their
and
apps
that's
together.
streaming services.
Yeah. It's probably just going to say HBO Max. That's been rumored. They don't know. If I had to guess, HBO Max probably does way better than Discovery Plus. So Discovery Plus will just get merged.
Well, if you're the company that owns it and you're called Discovery,
HBO has more.
You might change it to Discovery Max or Discovery something.
HBO Max has more branding than Discovery.
Well, even like the worry now is they're going to start canceling HBO stuff and stopping production HBO stuff.
That's all speculation. I
Yeah.
don't think they are because HBO.
I mean, the fact that they're
still has-
canceling movies, like DC movies.
well, one. They canceled just one. That's it.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't know if my thought on that was, are they canceling the Batgirl movie?
They said it got bad testing. It
Well,
was
besides that, but I think
bad.
also, is there also a connection to this bigger story that just happened, or a continuing saga of Ezra Miller?
no,
If that
because
story is connected to Batgirl.
but Ezra Miller is not in the Batgirl movie.
No, but
Ezra
Michael
Miller-
Keaton, like you said, shows up in the Batgirl movie.
Michael
If
Keaton's
he was-
Batman does.
Yes, and if he debuts in the Flash movie, you're not gonna ever release that Flash movie. How can you release the Batgirl movie
I don't know.
if you have to have stuff that connects back to that movie?
We haven't seen, or this is all speculation, but he is pulled out of retirement, or that's the word anyway,
Yeah.
in the Flash movie.
Yeah,
The Batgirl movie, what the phone calls that have been recorded during their meetings,
Mm.
they had said it didn't test well, and that they are not putting out a movie just for the sake of putting out movies anymore. They want to make sure they're good.
Mm.
So that's why they put the kibosh on it. It's just crazy. It's a 90 million kibosh.
I mean, the only thing about that is it's not money they spent.
No,
Discovery spent. It's money Warner Brothers spent. So
right.
in Discovery's eyes, it's like, well, we didn't spend that $90 million. Doesn't bother us any.
Right. And now today, as of today, Ezra Miller has been arrested for breaking and entering in Vermont. So he has a laundry list of problems, of arrests. He has accusations, allegedly grooming a teenager. And I say allegedly because until it's brought to court.
Yeah, it's not an actual thing.
Right. Anyway, I'm just blown away that the Flash movie, they have come out and said they're excited for the prospect of this movie coming out.
Yeah.
I just
You're gonna kibosh the Batgirl movie. Why wouldn't you have kiboshed the Flash movie?
That's what a lot of fans were saying. They're like, you're telling me the movie starring a guy that is allegedly doing these horrible things and has been arrested numerous times, you're okay with. But the Batgirl movie that's literally almost done, and you know what? You could pay it out. You could fix it and still put it out.
Spend a couple bucks and fix it, and then put it out the way you want it to be.
Right. It just seems weird.
It does seem weird.
Now, my brain thinks that, like, we're into TV stuff, Mark. So I think, okay, when a movie comes out, people go and promote it.
Yeah.
Other than Michael Keaton,
Who are you gonna send out?
who are you going to send out the pro? Nobody's going to want to have Ezra Miller on their talk show.
What if they just if they just said, you know what, we're just gonna throw it on HBO Max, not release it. It just pops up on HBO Max. That's it. No.
Yeah, they could.
No, nothing. Just here it is. That's where it is.
Yeah.
That way you can watch it if you want to watch it. If not, we don't care.
Right. I kind of feel like that might be the best.
It seems like the Flash movie in this scenario, not with all the Ezra Miller stuff, minus all that stuff. The Flash movie right now is very much the same type of thing that New Mutants went through during the Disney Fox purchase.
Yeah.
Like, it was a movie that was already made. It was already done. It wasn't like very well touted. It was kind of shelved quietly. No one really talked about it happening, what happened to it. And then Disney purchased Fox, like Discovery purchased Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And now this movie's just there. And instead of like putting it out in the theaters, they just like, all right, it's on HBO, it's on Disney Plus.
Right. Yeah.
I
Totally.
think that's pretty much what I think is gonna happen with the Flash movie. It's gonna be like, it's on HBO Max.
I agree. And I almost think I could see them still wanting to put this in the theater because I almost feel like they think this is their Spider-Man No Way Home. You're having Michael Keaton come back. This is big.
Yeah.
And I've said it in our chat, I get so depressed that poor Michael Keaton, he's in one movie as Batman, it gets shelved.
Yeah.
He's in another movie as Batman, his big comeback as Batman. Everybody wants to see this, and the lead is now just dragging everyone's name in the mud.
But yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen with this whole thing. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with it. If Flash appears, if it doesn't appear, where it goes, what happens with it. Who knows?
Poor Michael Keaton.
Or Michael Keaton. He should just stayed in the MCU where he belongs.
Or the Sony MCU thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening there.
Yeah, stays the Vulture. Give
Yeah.
up Batman.
Yeah. Well, we should wrap up the show, Mark.
Or Discovery could just play it smart and just put out
Batgirl.
Batman Beyond, or make a Batman Beyond movie and just do it the right way and have Bruce and have Michael Keaton play Bruce Wayne in that.
Scrap them both. Get rid of the Flash.
And start from scratch.
Right. I agree.
Maybe that could happen. Who knows?
Yeah. So next year we'll know if the Flash is actually come to theater. But I mean, Ezra Miller getting arrested today.
Yeah, I think it's like it's also that thing of it was pushed so far out now because of the pandemic and everything. That I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like, well, it's so far away. Why are we even going to worry about it now?
Right. We'll wait.
Forget about it, and then we won't have to say anything. We could just shelve it and not say anything, and or just throw it on HBO Max next year and just be like, we don't have to answer or anything. It's just you know.
I would be fine with that. They just put it on HBO Max and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because then people can just choose to watch it or not.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to sink in the box office. I can't imagine.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's like the New Mutants for Disney. It doesn't hurt or harm Discovery at this point. It's already been made.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's like they can release it, not release it. It doesn't affect them whatsoever.
Well, it's going to be the promotions and it costs a lot of money. So do they want to spend the money promoting it, or do
I
they?
don't think they even would do that. Like they didn't. Like Disney didn't do anything with New Mutants. They just put it out.
Yeah.
And it was in the theaters like a week. It was even barely in the theaters, and it was on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So they could do the same kind of thing with that.
That's true. All right, Mark. We should wrap this up.
Yes, before more people appear. The place never has any people in it, ever. And then all of a sudden today, everyone decided to show up. So.
All right. Well, next Monday we'll do the show on Monday.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
That's good.
All right. We'll be back next week. We'll be talking. We'll get ready for She-Hulk. Bunch of other stuff, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you in a week.
Yes, and as always, be safe, be well, be kind.
Rewind.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.